That is a half of basketball right there. That was one amazing half of basketball. If you were in our practice, and you guys are welcome anytime, we played 4-minute wars in practice all the time. It could be in the middle of practice. It could be in the middle of a drill. It could be early, late in practice. We challenged them at halftime to win 5 4-minute wars, and we went 5-0. But what's amazing about this night? All right, Ethan Claycomb goes 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. He was a walk-on at Indiana State. Redshirted, and we took him and, put him on scholarship, and there you go. Okay, Justin Betts, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers. He was a Lilly Scholar in the state of Indiana and had 0 scholarship offers in basketball. That locker room right now is special because they're celebrating each other. They're not just worried about the game. They're celebrating each other. That's the statistics. I've already looked at them. I know we shot 62 and they shot 32, in the second half. That was about defense and rebounding. There was no question. And they were challenged. They were challenged at halftime. It just wasn't the coaches. They were challenging each other. Special game. Proud of it. Go ahead, guys. Fire away.
Scotty, you get your first 2 conference wins against a school in Florida Gulf Coast that's kind of like a poster child for this conference. I mean, how much extra meaning does that add to it for you, just the quality of the opponent, their tradition, and being able to beat them back to back?
Well, Tyler, I'll answer that we respect every opponent. Yeah, 2013, they were in the Sweet 16, and Dunk City was born, and if you look at their banners in this gym, it's impressive. Conference championships, tournament championships, as recent as 17 and 18. But we respect every opponent. But it was no different a year ago in the GLBC. I mean, it wasn't. That's, in our opinion, that's what having a program is about. Now, we did adjust from last week to this week. As a staff, we met last Sunday, and how we were going to go into that, we tried to emulate that when we played Mount St. Joe's and Trancey. It was different against the school of the quality of Lipscomb and Florida Gulf Coast, but our guys were second half. That's 2 games in 22 hours. And they shot 62% in the second half, but their defense held the opponent to 30. That's where it started. This was a tremendous, I know it sounds cliche, but this was about everybody in this program, top to bottom. It was.
Hey, Scott, I think there was about was a point in the second half, I think toward like the 7-minute mark in the second half, you all went on like a 9-0 run, really separated yourselves from Florida Gulf Coast and what had been a pretty tight back and forth game up until that point. What is it like to, you have a game where it's, you're going tit for tat, and then you finally get that run that gives you that separation and finally allows your team to take control of the game. What is it like, experiencing that type of run in a game like this?
Well, last night after the game, I wrote one word on the board, and that was to validate this victory from last night, not today. And they just called me back in the locker room, and they had written on the board, validated. See, that's coming from them. So what's it like to make that run? Well, it's special because it's coming from them. Second half, we were cheerleaders, man. We were cheerleaders. The way they were executing and the way they were defending and rebounding, we were cheerleaders. They deserve all the credit. So what were we doing in that run? Cheerleaders. We were. 3 times the official had to tell the whole bench to sit down. But they called me back over there to read on the board. They had written validate. We challenged them last night to validate the win tonight, and they did. They deserve all the credit, all the credit.
Is this the latest in terms of like the games you played where you can like point to a performance and say, this is Bellarmine basketball, this is what we're about, this is, this is our DNA as a basketball team?
Oh, the whole second half. I think I've got a halftime sheet. I think we had, we had 8 or 9 assists at halftime. We finished with 17. That was Bellarmine basketball offense. Handling pressure. They tried to change defenses, adjusting. The communication among this team, I think, is overlooked. But it's amazing how well, it's a lost art, how well they communicate to each other. Hey, let's face it, if their demographic, you don't have to listen. You have to look at your device. And their ability to talk and communicate with each other. We don't get to text after on the court. And they all, it's to a man. If you don't talk, you're wrong. If you don't communicate, you're wrong.
All right. And is there any added significance to you getting the team's first conference wins on the road like this, away from Freedom Hall?
There's nothing. I'll answer this, John. There's nothing better in college basketball than road wins. I mean, winning at home and winning in Freedom Hall in front of our people, they're the greatest. The whole community is the best college basketball fans in the country. But when you're on the road, it's only, there's 15 players, 2 managers, 5 coaches, and Brad Booster, our trainer. Now, we had a great following of Louisville people down here. We had a great following. But, tonight we going back. We're having dinner in the hotel as soon as we get back. And in that room will be those 15 players, 2 managers, and 5 coaches and Brad. That's special. Nothing better than road wins in college basketball. The Division I difference, we've got breakfast at 7 and we got an 8:30 flight to get home. We'd be on a bus for 11 hours coming home. There is a difference. But I'll say this to that, and I'm proud. The way they handled themselves in the airport, on the planes, people coming up and saying, are you the coach? Yes, ma'am. I sit near some of your players, and they may be the most polite, well-mannered guys. Where are you all from? What do you do? Because we changed in Orlando on the way down here. It's life's lessons. I'm proud of them. Good for them. Credit to their parents. Credit to the quality of this program.
And last question, I'll let you go for real this time. Responding from last weekend and getting, the 2 wins here is much different saying you're 2-2 in conference as opposed to, 0-4. So how much pressure does it kind of take off of a team when you're finally getting some traction in your conference play, the way the Knights did this weekend?
Pressure is a great thing, Jonathan. Pressure's your ally, because that means you really care and want it. They demonstrated that, and you wrote great about it on Monday. When they came in there and practiced, they felt pressure. But it's a great thing, there was no stress. Stress will eat you up. Pressure's your ally, because it'll make you do great things. They were in there on their own on Sunday, on our mandatory day off. And then they followed it with practices on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we left campus at 6:30 a.m. on Thursday. So their stress was great. Their pressure was great. They never felt any stress because they prepared so well. That's how you beat stress. You prepare. We tell them all the time, you go to class and don't study, that's stress. You study, bring that exam on. Come on, I'm ready for it. That's how we do it. Hey, they were guys. I know. They're my guys, but that second half was some serious good basketball. Thank you guys very much.